What's up, guys? My name is Shannon and I'm one of the youth pastors on staff here. You may recognize me as the girl that's always running around with a camera in her hand, but today is a little different because I actually get to sit in front of the camera and talk to you all about something that's close to my heart, and that is making a difference. What that looks like around here at ONE&ALL is serving. We want to be a community that goes over and above to love and serve those around us. But why is this something we even value? The answer is simple, because Jesus values serving. What's interesting though about our culture is that even though Jesus has a high value on serving, we seem to have a high value on service. What do I mean by that? Well, we like things to be faster, easier, quicker, and more convenient. We live in a highly consumer-based society where we like things to be catered and centered to us. We can order things online, we have them less than 24 hours later, we can have other people bring us our own food, and we can find any amount of information at our fingertips in seconds. We don't want to be inconvenienced. We don't want to give up our time to wait, and if we don't have to move, then we just aren't going to. Thankfully though, the people in the Bible that surrounded Jesus weren't so different from us now. But this is not the posture that Jesus has called us to as Christians. James and John, a couple of Jesus' disciples, approached Jesus with a pretty bold request. Mark 10:35-37 says, "Then James and John, the sons of Zebedee, came to him. 'Teacher,' they said, 'we want you to do for us whatever we ask.' 'What do you want me to do for you?' he asked. They replied, 'Let one of us sit at your right and the other at your left in your glory.'" Now, can you imagine going to your parents or one of your coaches or teachers or literally anyone of authority and saying to them, "We want you to do for us whatever we ask"? I can't say that would go over very well. But Jesus seemed much more patient than most people of authority. He entertains their words and says, "What do you want me to do for you?" They reply, "Let one of us sit at your right and the other at your left in your glory." Two of Jesus' closest disciples were essentially asking Jesus to put them in positions of power beside him. They wanted to be in positions of authority. They wanted to be served. That is quite a shameless and blunt request. What's funny is that the other disciples hear this and actually get upset at James and John, but Jesus brings them all together and addresses them gently. Jesus' response in verse 42 and 44 is this: "You know that those who are regarded as rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their high officials exercise authority over them. Not so with you. Instead, whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant, and whoever wants to be first must be a slave of all. For even the Son of Man did not come to be served, but to serve, and to give his life as a ransom for many." Jesus is saying that people enjoy having power, and people enjoy hanging it over people to get what they want, but not so with you. Christ followers are called to serve others humbly in love. We are not called to lord power over and above people. We are called to love people over and above ourselves. Why? Because that is what Jesus did and does for us. Now, I know what you may be thinking. Okay, I'll serve because Jesus said so. You guilted me. Now my parents are gonna make me. Whoa. That is not the heart posture that Jesus wants. We don't want to serve to check a box on a task list or to clear a guilty conscience. Jesus went over and above for us. And so out of that love, we then get to go love and serve people so they can experience that love too. We don't serve him because he needs us to. We serve him because we need to. We go over and above because we need to. God gives us commands that we should obey because it is ultimately for our good. Jesus says that no one can serve two masters because if they do, he's gonna hate one and love the other. When we elevate and exalt ourselves above others, serving them becomes a burden, an inconvenience, and even extremely unattractive. When we worship ourselves, we'll hate serving others. But if we worship God, we'll love serving others. This is why Jesus wants us to be humble in heart, because in doing so, we actually can experience joy in serving others. So quick recap. Why do we value serving? Well, because Jesus does. And how does he want us to serve? With a humble and joyful heart that is others focused, so that we can ultimately experience him and other people can experience him through us. So now the remaining question: where do I serve? Now that's the fun part. There are so many areas you can serve in, whether it's in kids ministry, the production team, host team, worship team. We want you to realize that you will get out of youth what you put in it. We want to see your community group as people you can serve. What would it look like to serve your leader? Impact the students around you. We love to see youth leading in youth with one nights and content creation. If you want to serve in content creation, I'm your person. Talk with me. We'd love to have you help and even record videos. It's important for students to see other students. You have no idea the impact you can have on the lives around you by seeing yourself as the leader you are. I'll end with giving you a glimpse into my own serve story. Like I said earlier, serving is close to my heart because it was in serving here at this church 7 years ago that actually led me to being given the opportunity to step into my giftings. When I first started coming here in 2015, I was able to use my filming and editing skills to make videos for the church. I served in this way for 3 years, and in 2018, I was actually given the opportunity to be brought on staff as the videographer. Now here I am, 4 years later, still using those same skills, but now as a pastor on the youth team. I tell you this because you might think, oh, I'm too busy to serve, or serving is actually gonna take me away from my calling or from my giftings. And that is such a lie. When we obey God, God makes our paths straight. Don't think just because you're young that God won't use your service as a means to lead you and mold you into who He always created you to be. You guys are not the church of the future. You are the church of today.